pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Sewell,
Here.
Cook,
Here.
and Lawson.
Here.
Okay.
And then Reeser and Wyatt are both out and excused.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
I'm assuming I have to abstain?
Those, you weren't technically on yet? Yeah, correct.
Okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah, but then how does that work?
We don't
Yeah.
have a quorum,
Oh.
yeah, then it's not.
So you
Well,
don't
no, you can,
Well, she
she can approve the minutes.
She's
okay?
approved,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can approve
Okay.
the minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
because we
you-
approved her at the last meeting.
It doesn't matter
Count me
whether
a
you
yes
were,
then.
yeah, it doesn't matter
Okay.
whether you were there or not, just
Okay.
whether or not you read
Gotcha.
them and can, yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so motion carried 3-0 then.
Okay. Consent agenda, any questions on that? Otherwise, I will take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay.
Motion carried 3-0.
All right, committee reports, personnel. The committee met on Monday, January 22nd. Only item on the agenda was the fiscal 2025 budget was discussed. Chrissy gave us 3 recommendations, as to leave the things as how they are now and do nothing. The second is to increase a property tax rate, and the third is to require all departments, except for water, sewer, streets, garbage and storm water departments, to cut 7% out of their budgets. At this time, the committee just, in kind of a consensus, decided to just go ahead and go like how we handled it this year and do nothing and go with the budget and go from there. But we also then took a look at the projections for the next 5 years as well too, so. So the committee went ahead and recommended the approval of the budget to council. Any questions? Okay, public safety meeting.
I will do that because I believe Matt and Kate were both absent. So the first item that was discussed was thermal cameras for the fire department. They are looking at a couple different models from 2 different vendors. And they plan to go with the cheaper option. They do have thermal cameras right now. They have 2 thermal cameras right now, one of which does not work, and the other one they would keep and they would put it in a different truck. But by having 2 thermal cameras would allow them to put it each one in a different truck, so that way they don't have to move it back and forth. The estimated cost is approximately $7,000 per camera. And when I get the cost estimates back from the fire department, then I will put it on the council. It's not on the agenda for tonight. And it will be paid for from the traffic camera revenue. Then we discussed the 2025 budget. I gave a presentation to them of what it is potentially going to look like, and gave them worst case scenario. Like the personnel, I gave them 3 options of what they could do. And so the Public Works Committee then decided to go with what I have in the budget right now, and we'll see what happens as the fiscal year goes on. There were no new updates on the golf cart and UTV updates. Then there was a discussion about School Street and school drop-off, and that item is on for tonight, but the basic conversation was making School Street a one-way street between South Washington and South Jefferson, and then having no parking on the north side of the street from Jefferson to South Hudson Road.
change to it, but we'll talk about later.
Okay, and then the last item that was discussed was, Wood Street parking, with some of the larger vehicles, the back ends stick out a little bit, so Jake is going to look at redoing the angle parking probably this summer, just to get, so that the back ends are not sticking out as far. So the meeting, adjourned at 4:55.
Any questions for Chrissy? Okay, we'll move into public hearings then. First public hearing on proposed development agreement with Hudson Land Development LLC. Have we had any written?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and close that public hearing. Public hearing then for bid letting for the Hudson City Hall finish upgrades Phase 1 project. Any written?
No.
Okay. Obviously no oral, so we will go ahead and close that one. General government, the Hudson City Council maintains the right to waive the first and second readings of the ordinances presented and may pass the third and final reading of the same ordinance within the same council meeting. A, discussion action to approve the third reading of ordinance 895 and ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Hudson, Iowa by adding chapter 157 plumbing code.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lawson,
Aye.
Sewell,
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Alright, motion carries 3-0.
Okay. Item B, discussion action to approve the third reading of ordinance 896, an ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Hudson by adding chapter 158 mechanical code.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Sewell,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Alright, motion carries 3-0.
Okay. Item C, discussion action to approve the third reading of ordinance 898, an ordinance amending the Hudson City Code 2017, chapter 166, zoning ordinance establishment of zoning districts, section 166.11, R6, large lot residential district. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, but can you expand on what that really all means?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was, to make sure that our bulk requirements were equally as applicable to R6 as they were to R5. We had added, we've been treating them the same. We've been treating them the same for all applications, but our ordinance code didn't make it abundantly clear, so I wanted to make it abundantly clear that R6 has the exact same requirements for screening and all of those things as R5. So we added a sentence that said, all bulk basically all requirements that are applicable to R5 shall also apply to R6.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Roll call.
Cook,
Aye.
Sewell,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
Alright, motion carries 3-0.
Item D, discussion action to approve the second reading of ordinance 899, an ordinance providing for the division of taxes levied on taxable property in the 2024 Hudson Twin Oaks Apartments Urban Renewal Area pursuant to section 403.19 of the Code of Iowa.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Okay, roll call.
Lawson,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Alright, motion carries 3-0.
Okay, item E, discussion action to approve resolution 3170, resolution approving development agreement with Hudson Land Development LLC, authorizing annual appropriation tax increment payments and pledging certain tax increment revenues to the payment of the agreement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just an update on what this is about.
And this is setting up the,
This is
Good.
the setting the development agreement. And so it's for 4 10-plex buildings, in the northwest corner of the northern tier. So where, so there's 6 10-plex buildings going in right now.
Yep.
It's right across the street.
Oh, okay.
so this is setting
It's
up
in
the
your, it's
whole-
in your area, so
Yep.
this is setting, or this is approving the development agreement between us
So
and the
will it be
developer.
the same type of building, same owner?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
So
correct.
they'll look pretty much the same?
Yes, they'll look exactly the same.
Those are nice buildings.
They are.
Roll call?
Sewell,
Aye.
Lawson,
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, item F, discussion action to approve resolution 3171, resolution approving amended development agreement with Hudson Land Development LLC. And again, that's to add those four.
It's actually to take away that lot from the original development.
Okay.
So the development agreement encompassed that entire Twin Oaks development, but with pulling the 4 10-plexes out of that development agreement and having it as a standalone, we had to amend the original. So that's what we're doing.
Any
So
other-
moved.
okay.
Second for that?
Any other discussion? Roll call then, please.
Sewell,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 3-0.
Okay, item G, discussion action to move forward with the RFI, the request for information process with CBAN after presentation by Curtis Dean. So, and I believe Mr. Dean is on.
Hi, Curtis.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear?
Um,
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I just gotta
Good there.
I just gotta turn things up a little bit.
Okay, no worries.
You're good.
Okay,
All right, great. Well, thank you. Just wanted to speak to you all tonight, give you a little additional information. I'm sure Chrissy can report more fully. We did some due diligence and discovery, and after having some conversations and gathering some information, and meeting with the broadband committee, their recommendation was to move forward with issuing the RFI for a new provider to come to Hudson. There was some of the information we gathered indicated that perhaps STS Broadband, which has said that they were planning to build fiber in Hudson, is not actually able to do some of the things that they mentioned they would. I'll let Chrissy explain if she wants to get into the details, but after reviewing and having the discussions with the committee, they felt like that you should move forward and do the RFI at this time.
did you wanna, look at the timeline then, what we're looking at, or did you wanna have
Yeah.
further
Yeah.
discussion based on?
Yeah, Curtis, do you wanna give them the updated timeline?
Yeah, absolutely. So the updated timeline, we originally talked about doing this late last year, and then things were kind of put on hold as we were looking into STS's plans. Under the new timeline, you would issue the RFI tomorrow. There would then be, on February 29th, through the 29th, we would take questions from anybody that wanted to respond to it, and then we would share those questions and answers, as well as if there was any need to issue an addendum to the RFI. We just kind of build that in case we miss something, and that is brought to our attention. So by February 29th, we'd answer those questions and issue an addendum if needed. The responses to the RFI would be due March 29th, so we're giving providers in the region about 6 weeks to review the information and issue a response. We would then, after the responses are due, we would go back through all the information we received, review that, and complete an evaluation by the 22nd of April, and that would be your council meeting on April 22nd, and that's when we would present our findings to the council and see what they want to do.
Yeah, sorry, can I just ask a question?
Sure.
Is that okay? Just so that I understand, so it's not, the RFI is information from potential providers. They're not, are they actually gonna indicate, they're gonna indicate capacities and their timelines in the RFIs?
Yes.
Okay, so
You're
they're,
asking them to tell us, first of all, are you interested in building fiber to the home and business in Hudson? If so, tell us about your experience, your capabilities, and what your timeline would be. The RFI references, the preferred timeline would be within 2 to 3 years that the network will be completed.
okay, and then so technically though, at some point, the council would need to, it wouldn't really be, I'm just trying to get this straight in my head. Typically, it's not a bidding situation though, because they're the ones that would typically incur all of the cost for the installation
Right.
in the existing right-of-way, right?
Yes, that'd be correct. really the next steps that would happen is when the process is completed is, you know, the city would then, and this is what Atumwa did when they went through this process a couple of years ago, they identified the company that responded that they thought would be the best fit for the community and then invited them to come to town. And at that point, you would move into if there's any accelerated permitting or any, you know, use of public land for facilities or anything like that that the city wanted to discuss with the provider, you would enter into a negotiation or to develop an agreement to do that.
So as far as, I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm just playing devil's advocate. As your
Sure.
experience is such that this is not considered a public improvement.
Well, it is, it's a public good, presented by a private company in most
Right,
cases.
that's what I'm struggling with, is it's not a public improvement in the typical sense in terms of a building or a facility that that a city would build. It's an improvement to infrastructure, but again, the city wouldn't own it, we're just, so that, I'm answering my own question that way now. We would not own this infrastructure, the entity would own the
No.
infrastructure, therefore we don't have to worry about the bidding capacity of it, okay? Thanks for indulging me, I just wanted to, I needed to get that straight in my head to make sure that we weren't going wrong on any of our bid letting issues, thank you, sorry.
No worries.
And
Yeah, the only, I mean, there likely would be no money changing hands at all between the city and whoever this provider is, unless, of course, the city decided there was some incentive you wanted to offer, but in our discussions to this point, that has not been really on the table.
Does the RFI provide for some sort of rubric for scoring so that the decision is a little bit easier to make because there's some sort of scoring tool to evaluate the responders?
Yes, there will be a scoring rubric that I believe I shared back with the committee.
Okay.
Back when we were first working on
Cool.
that.
I just wanted to make sure when the council was
Um,
picking a winner, they weren't,
yeah,
they were picking a winner based upon something that's identifiable for the reasons that person's the winner, that's all.
Yes, yeah, it's not just a hunch thing. What we do is we score each application according to the community priorities. And that's one of the things that, you know, the priorities are listed in the RFI. And so then we convert those priorities into scores, and then evaluate each of them based on that. So for example, if provider A says, I can build this and have it completely done by the end of 2024, they're gonna get higher points in that scoring matrix than someone who says it's gonna take us 4 years.
Okay.
So that scoring matrix, which I don't have in front of me right now, what my goal would be is that we would be honing that, and working on that here as the RFI gets out with that broadband committee to make sure we've got our priorities straight in that scoring matrix.
Can I ask a question?
Curtis, can you talk a little bit about how the RFI is released and how do we make people aware that it's there?
Yeah, so I've got a list of providers in the region, including STS, including other providers that have expressed interest in Hudson. And so I will be emailing that RFI out directly to them. In addition to that, you'll want it posted on the city website, just like you would post other public notices. I will also be posting that at the Iowa Association of Municipal Utilities bid page, even though it's not technically a bid. It's a public notice type option, so that if anybody wants to find it on there, that satisfies, you know, kind of the statewide publishing requirements for these types of things. And also the Iowa Communication Alliance, which is the membership organization that represents many of these small and independent telephone companies across the state. I'll ask them to make reference to it in their newsletter, and also have them link back to the website where the full RFI will be available for download.
Thank you. What I wanted to mention was that STS is still fully able to go ahead and respond to the RFI, and so then we'll be able to get a good comparison.
And technically, the council already approved the RFI. All you're really doing tonight is directing CBAN to start it, because you kind of put it on hold,
Right.
I think, by motion as well. So
Mhm.
you're not making it, you're already committed to doing the RFI. Tonight, you're taking a step to actually move forward with releasing it tomorrow.
You're just reconfirming
Yeah.
what,
So do we need a motion then to
Mhm.
do that?
Yeah.
I move that we proceed with, getting the RFI started.
Second that.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call?
we don't need a
Oh,
roll
no,
call.
don't-
No.
okay,
Just
all,
just
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, motion carries 3-0.
Go for it. Thank you, Curtis.
Chrissy, I'll be communicating with you tomorrow after
Okay.
I send that email out, to the list that I developed. So you know, are aware of who received it personally.
Okay.
And then we can get that on your website.
Yep.
I assume you're the webmaster in addition to all the other hats you
Yes.
wear, so
Yep.
I'm sure that you've had.
get that put together and hopefully this process will lead to better broadband, by a provider in the serve the whole community.
Okay,
Sounds great, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great evening, everyone.
You too.
All right, we will move on to item H, discussion action to approve resolution 3172, a resolution to appoint library trustee member to fill expired term, and that was Daryl's term. And Tony Means is the one we would like to appoint then.
and it should be unexpired term, sorry. Because
Unexpired.
Daryl's term
unexpired.
didn't,
Unexpired.
Okay,
didn't
gotcha.
expire,
Okay,
so I will
So-
change that.
okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Cook,
Aye.
Sewell,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 3-0.
Okay, item I, discussion action to approve resolution 3173, a resolution approving applications for urban revitalization tax exemption for additional value added by improvements in 2023. We had the one application from Blake
Stoner.
Stoner
Yep.
at 105 Griffith Street, and that was for some new construction that he did, and so it set up the scale on that resolution. So, do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Discussion?
Is that scale that was in there pretty normal for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so with a tax exemption, they get two options. They either get 3 years for 100% or that's 10 years at a sliding scale.
Slide.
Yeah.
All right,
Roll call?
Lawson,
aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 3-0.
Item J, discussion action to approve resolution 3174, a resolution setting a public hearing to repeal provisions pertaining to one-way traffic. The public hearing would be held on February 26th, and this is then to deal with School Street, to go with the one-way traffic.
So moved.
Second.
So you had a statement,
Oh,
is it on that or is it on the next one?
Or is it on the no parking?
what do you mean no parking?
Is it
It's
on,
split in two here.
Yeah.
It is split in two?
Yeah.
I thought it was be, I was
No.
doing one, but we
No.
can split it in two if you want, I mean, that's how it's. So what was your question again?
Is this on the one-way or the no parking?
the small
That
change?
you-
The no parking, the small change to the no parking.
Oh,
Okay, all right, that's the next one then.
Okay.
And I can't remember, School Street, it goes all the way from Washington to
Hudson.
No.
58.
50,
Hudson
yeah.
Road?
Yep.
Okay. All right, any other? Okay, roll call?
Lawson,
Aye.
Sewell,
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 3-0.
Item K, discussion action to approve resolution 3175, a resolution setting a public hearing to amend section 69.15 of the City of Hudson Code of Ordinances. Public hearing again to be on February 26th, and this is then parking to be on one side of School Street. So,
So moved.
Second.
Okay, what you got?
Are we talking about parking or the one way?
Parking.
You missed the one way, we're
You
done
already
with
had your
that.
opportunity for the one way, that's passed you by.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's confusing.
This is on parking, this is the small change you want to do on parking.
No, this is a small change to, I think Chrissy had it right the first time and I sent her a diagram and she said she would change it, I could be wrong. But the first block there in front of Chester's, look at my chicken scratches there, have no parking all the way down School Street.
Okay,
Am I
So
done?
on the north side of School Street,
Yeah,
okay.
I think the diagram
yeah, in the diagram you have between Jefferson
and
and,
58,
yes.
yeah, so, small change. And then
Okay.
So no parking all the way to 58
to Washington.
to Washington,
On the north side.
on the north side,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so I just
Okay.
said no parking north side of School Street.
Chester's gonna have to move his pickup truck.
Is that gonna affect, yeah, residents?
Honestly, only person of effect will be Chester,
Okay.
in which
But
obviously
he could park it across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Okay, any other discussion? Roll call?
Lawson,
Aye.
Sewell,
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 3-0.
Okay, item L, discussion action to approve resolution 3176, a resolution for approval of the city council procedural rules of the city council of the city of Hudson, Iowa. And that's just, I saw the updates were
Yeah.
for like city administrator
Yeah,
and then
I just changed
to
the
make it
title.
generic pronouns.
Yes,
From he
Yeah.
to they
yes,
or
yes,
the.
I tried.
Yeah.
I might have missed one, but I'll look at it again, but that's
Okay.
basically what it was.
Okay. So, do I have a motion? So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call?
Sewell,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Lawson.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 3-0.
Item M, discussion action to approve resolution 3177, a resolution approving the transfer of funds for January 2024. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Lawson.
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
All right, motion carries 3-0.
Okay. There's some informational items in the packet. Reminder items, regularly scheduled meetings held at council chambers except for the library board. Public Works Committee meeting, Wednesday, Friday, 14th. Mayor's Task Force, I believe we will cancel for this month.
Okay.
Public Safety meeting will be February 22nd at 4 PM. And Personnel Admin Finance Committee meeting, February 26th at 4:45. Next council meetings will be Monday, February 26th, and Monday, March 11th at 6 PM. Okay. I will,
Sorry.
I will entertain a motion then to enter the closed session pursuant to Iowa Code Chapter 21.5H to avoid disclosure of specific law enforcement matters such as allowable tolerances or criteria for the selection, prosecution, or settlement of cases which is disclosed would facilitate disregard of requirements imposed by law.
I would make the motion to enter closed session.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're in.
All right, we are out of closed session. I'm looking to entertain a motion to have the police chief and the city attorney proceed as what?
Directed and closed.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call or voice?
Just voice.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried.
Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, this time entertain to adjourn,
So moved.
Second.
right? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.